Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I'm back in the Cotswolds after a wonderful holiday in Scotland, and I'm also back with another at home with the Royal Butler and of course the Royal Dachshunds. And Shumba is already in makeup, getting ready for today's appearance. Now there's a surprise. So it's only a few days until afternoon tea week begins, and can I just say a huge thank you to everybody that's already purchased tickets for the YouTube live afternoon tea class that takes place next week on the 11th of August at 9 p.m. UK time. Now this is going to be a private class, it's going to be ticketed, and normally when I do online classes I charge about £150 for those, but however this is an exclusive class for my online audience and we're only charging £20 a ticket. So if you get a chance, either go to the link below this video or go to my website, theroyalbutler.co.uk, to purchase your tickets, and you can rest assured you'll have a fun afternoon tea class where I will talk to you about the history of afternoon tea, demonstrate the correct way to lay your afternoon tea table up again, even though you might have seen it in some of the other videos, but I will then also be guiding you through how to enjoy the afternoon tea like a royal, giving you some pointers, some tips, and then I'll be doing some answering your questions that you'll be posting, or hopefully you'll be posting as well. So I'm looking forward to it and I hope all of you are as well. And as I said, I hope you can join me for that very special, unique one-off class. But as it is only a few days to afternoon tea week, I felt it was only appropriate to do something in connection with afternoon tea. Now, I've shown you how to lay up the tea table. I've shown you how to do the tea station, which some of you were quite impressed at. And I've also shown you how to pour the perfect cup of tea. But we haven't actually discussed the napkins, as in how to fold them. I've shown you a basic one, and what I'm going to do in this episode is show you my 3 favourite afternoon tea napkin folds. We can obviously discuss the simplest one, which is one of the easiest napkin folds to do, and then we'll build up to the ones that I like to use to sometimes impress people, and I'm sure you'll impress your family and friends with these folds. So I'm now going to go inside. I will demonstrate this, I'm sure, with Shumba's guidance. He'll be there keeping me right, and as I said, hopefully you'll then be able to use some of these napkin folds for your afternoon tea parties, which I'm sure all of you are going to be hosting next week, or maybe you'll just do one for joining me for our online tea class. Right, time to stop talking and to begin napkin folding. So here we've got a selection of the napkins I'm going to use for the demonstration today, and I'm just going to put these on the side, and I will get napkin number 1, which is one of my favourite napkins. Now this is about 27 to 28 centimetres square. It's a really nice size. You can see there's crease lines actually already in it because I've already washed this, ironed it and stored it already folded, but I've opened it out so you can see the full size of this napkin. As I said, these are some of my favourite napkins. You can also use these for cocktail receptions as well, but for afternoon tea it's just perfect. So quite simply, we're going to fold it in half like that, and I'm just going to press down on the crease, which was obviously originally there, and then put it into a square. And you can even give this a fresh iron if you want, just to make sure that all those creases stay in place. Doesn't that look pretty? I'm now going to remove this and I will place it on my tea plate. And there we go. Just place it like that in the right direction. Now we come to napkin number 2, which is quite significantly larger, as it's 51 by 54 centimetres square. And I use these for lunches, dinners, afternoon teas, suppers, so they come in handy for a whole variety of reasons. And of course, as I did before, I'm going to fold this in half and then make it a square, pressing down on the creases, which were already put there when I laundered and ironed these napkins. They were already to be used. And then I'm going to fold this down to make a triangle, once again pressing down those all important creases, and then I'm going to bring the left corner down like that and the right corner down the same way, and you'll see in a second why, because when we flip it over, we've got a very pretty afternoon tea napkin. Now, the next napkin fold is one of my favourites. And why is that? Because it's so simple, and you will love the name, which I'll tell you about in a second. So you start off with the napkin fully opened out, as you've just seen, and then fold the bottom of the napkin up by about 3/4 and bring the top back down on itself. And then you're going to press those creases in, and then go to one end of the napkin and bring it into the centre, as you can see here, and repeat that process on the other side. I should have mentioned this napkin is the same size as the previous one, 51 by 54 centimetres square. Next, you're going to get one of the corners and bring it down like that to make a little mini triangle, and repeat the fold on the other side. Make sure you press those creases in, and then using your fingers or your hand to keep it in place, flip the napkin over like that, and then you're going to get one point of the napkin and bring it down like that. Repeat on the other side, but you'll see there's a little fold there that it can actually go into itself on, and there you go. So you slot that in like that, as beautifully demonstrated by your butler, and when he spins it around, there you go, one beautifully folded napkin. And what is this called, I can hear you say? Why, it's the lazy butler. Now we come to my least favourite napkin fold, but it is one that's really simple. So here you've got a square napkin that's been laundered and pressed. You fold it in half like that, and then that gets placed on your plate. It's one that you'll recognise from hotels and similar establishments. You wouldn't tend to see this in a private home or a royal home, but it is obviously a very quick fold, and sometimes rather than have no napkin fold, this is probably at least a better option. There you go. There's 3 very easy napkin folds, he says. There is other napkin folds I do that are slightly more complicated, and maybe I could show you those in another episode, but those 3 will definitely keep you right for afternoon tea week. So I will see you on Friday for the next In Conversation with the Royal Butler, and don't forget, I will see some of you next Wednesday at 9 p.m. for the YouTube live afternoon tea class. As I mentioned before, you can purchase your tickets at the link below. However, I'm still planning on uploading another video in connection with afternoon tea week, so that for those of you that are unable to join us, have got some content to watch as we celebrate afternoon tea week here in the UK. But until then, stay safe, and thank you as always for watching.